Society judges everything by appearance. If you blend in, you do not exist. You are a faceless observer, swallowed by the crowd and easily erased. In 1836, an angry mob in Annapolis, Maryland, surrounded an unknown circus assistant named P.T. Barnum, ready to lynch him. His own boss, Aaron Turner, had quietly spread a rumor through the town that Barnum was a man recently acquitted of murder. Barnum barely escaped with his life. But when he confronted Turner, his boss pointed to the box office. The entire town was talking about the incident, and they packed the tent to the rafters to see the man who survived the mob. Barnum learned a brutal law of human nature. Power and existence begin the moment you are seen. Being threatened, attacked, or slandered is immensely profitable because it is infinitely better than being ignored. Look at this object. Barnum bought a monkey's torso expertly sewn to the body of a fish, called it the Fiji mermaid, and planted fake newspaper articles arguing about its authenticity. He manufactured an outrageous spectacle and sparked a national debate over a hoax. Science operated by the exact same rule. Thomas Edison held the public's gaze by designing visually dazzling electrical experiments and confidently promising the press he had invented machines that could photograph human thoughts. He had no intention of building them. He just needed to dominate the headlines. He was so fiercely protective of the spotlight that when offered a joint Nobel Prize with Nikola Tesla in 1915, Edison turned it down. He refused the highest honor in science to ensure his quieter, brilliant rival received zero public attention. Attention operates as an amoral gravity. The louder and more scandalous your footprint, the more oxygen you suck out of the room, leaving your competitors in the dark. The problem with scandal is that crowds eventually build a tolerance to noise. To keep their eyes on you, you must stop shouting and start withholding. You pivot from spectacle to ambiguity. In 1904, Margaretha Zell arrived in Paris with half a franc and no dance experience. Wrapping herself in strange veils, she became Mata Hari. She told journalists she was an Indian goddess, then a Javanese princess, constantly shifting her biography. The aristocratic swindler Count Victor Lustig used the exact same psychological hook. He would sit alone in luxury hotel dining rooms, receiving endless, urgent telegrams from a Japanese chauffeur. He tore them up without reading them. The telegrams were entirely blank. The human brain is hardwired to predict patterns. We feel superior to people we can easily read. But when someone introduces a puzzle we cannot categorize, we cannot look away. By replacing clear facts with moving targets and subtle anomalies, you force the audience to try and solve you. You convert passive observers into obsessed followers. This behavior scales from social parlors to the battlefield. During the Second Punic War, the Carthaginian general Hannibal found his army hopelessly trapped against a marsh, with Roman troops blocking the only passes inland. At night, Hannibal's men tied twigs to the horns of thousands of oxen, setting them ablaze. Sentries saw a chaotic procession of fire climbing the mountain, backed by terrifying bellowing. This impossible puzzle shattered Roman discipline, causing them to abandon their posts. Hannibal marched his army right through the empty passes. When your actions become entirely unreadable, you strip your opponent of their strategic logic. Curiosity curdles into terror, and you control the board. But a manufactured enigma is highly volatile. Mata Hari spun so many fabrications about her identity that when World War I began, her constant lies made her appear genuinely nefarious. The French government assumed she was a German spy and executed her. Beyond the danger of suspicion, the spotlight operates within a strict hierarchy. Stealing attention is an act of aggression. Doing it to the wrong person is fatal. In London in 1850, the adventurer Lola Montez deliberately arrived late to a packed theater. Standing in her box, she dropped a heavy cloak to reveal a brilliant crimson velvet gown, demanding the entire room's gaze. She executed this stunt directly opposite Queen Victoria. Montez had actively calculated to outshine the reigning monarch. The Queen responded by simply refusing to look at her. Recognizing the cue, high society spent the rest of the evening ignoring Montez. Her social leverage evaporated instantly, and she was exiled from fashionable circles. The gaze of the crowd is a raw fire. It creates wealth and power out of thin air. But if you wield it blindly against the people who actually own the throne, you will burn. Absolute power requires knowing how to hold the light and exactly